Good afternoon, everybody. This is Roberto, or Wildmex head coach, and I am Javier. I am the founder of Wildmex, and we're creating this video so we can explain all our potential or future guests what they can learn on both or beginner and intermediate surf camps. So basically, what Roberto's going to do right now is telling us just in a really broad sense what he would be doing and what you would be learning on, for example, a week-long beginner surf camp. And also we would jump to what our guests would be learning on a week-long intermediate surf camp. All our surf camps can be cut down all the way to 2 days, or can be brought all the way up to 1 month or 2 months if you like them. So Roberto, tell me, like if you were doing, let's say somebody that has never surfed before, and they come to us and they say like, hey, I want to learn to surf, I'm going to spend a week here learning to surf. What would you do on a surf camp?
Well, what we offer to our students is, for example, if you want to take a surf camp for 7 days, so every morning we want to give you a different topic. If you never surfed before, our number one priority in these activities is keep our students safe. For us, it's very important, safety. So the first topic that we want to give it to you, we want to talk about safety stuff. Also pop-ups, functional stands, and all that kind of stuff. If you want to go farther than that, we can keep going with fundamentals of surfing like trimming and carving turns, which is very, very important thing. Basically, you want to learn really quick how to change direction in your surfboard. Changing direction is very important to keep yourself safe also, to avoid collisions. And in the future, you want to start riding waves down the line because you already want to understand how to change direction, right? Also, we got a very, very important topic. We call it paddling into unbroken waves using 5 very important steps. One of them is the binary wave selection. Actually, you want to ask you a question. If you're sitting in your surfboard, looking to the horizon, as soon as the first set coming in, you just want to ask you a question. Can I catch this wave, yes or no? If the answer is yes, we're going to start with the whole process. We're going to teach you the whole process to understand how you're going to catch an unbroken wave by yourself. After that, we got etiquette, which is very, very important as well, to keep yourself safe, to keep everybody around safe, to keep the tension on the levels of tension of the water low. So etiquette is very important. After that, we can continue with angling takeoffs. We can start angling our surfboard in wide water waves or in unbroken waves as well, which is a very important thing. And after that, we can keep going with finding the spot X. This is a different kind of wave selection. So spot X is the powerful part of the wave. It's the critical part of the wave. It's where the all surfers wants to be. This is a different system. For example, the binary wave selection, the question that you want to ask you is, can I catch this wave, yes or no? Finding the spot X, the question that you want to ask you is, where do I need to be in order to catch this wave? So we got 2 different kinds of surfers, the hunters and the hunters. So we want to become a hunter, so we want to be on the spot X. And after that, we can continue with bottom turns, top turns. For example, bottom turn is the most important maneuver in surfing because you want to develop more maneuvers after you understand bottom turns and top turns. So basically, this is like 7-day surf camp, but we can go way farther than that.
Okay, Robert, but what you're telling me, like if somebody has never surfed before, the first day you're going to explain them this subject. If everything goes right, the second day we can go into this subject and we can evolve. But maybe somebody is in super good shape and they know the water really well. They have maybe used a kayak, so they're really intuitive in the water and can float. So maybe they could do it quicker, right? They maybe could learn 2 subjects in 1 day.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe there's somebody that, is going to reach with their arm. Like, for example, I have a dislocated arm and I can't pedal too good. Or maybe, there's somebody that the weights are not great one day, they're too big. So if they're too big, we're just going to have to jump into something different, right? Maybe if the weights are too big, we're just going to spend 2 or 3 days here, which is basically surviving in the ocean.
Exactly.
What we want our potential guests to understand is that even though we would try to follow an order, there's not going to be a surf camp that is the same to another. It depends on your ability level. It depends on the ocean conditions. So you might do 3 of this on day number 1, and then keep on doing this on day number 3. Or, you know, maybe the ocean is really flat, and we have to work on, you know,
egg beater turns, dorsal rolls.
There's always something to learn.
Always, yes.
And we cannot tell the ocean what is going to be going on, so we got to adapt to what's going on, and we'll learn. And in Wildmex, we've been doing this for a really long time. So we can make sure that whatever the conditions are, you're going to learn something that you can use on your next holiday, or you can use back home if you go surfing once a month or once a week. Now, what would we do if somebody is, we have 2 kinds of surf camp, the beginner surf camp and the intermediate surf camp. If somebody's an intermediate, what would you do? Where would you start?
Well, for example, if you already know how to paddling into unbroken waves using the binary wave selection, we can continue teaching you how to find the spot X, how to read the waves in a very easy way to understand, a very simple way to understand, right? So we can talk about finding the spot X. If you know how to do a bottom turn, we can continue with how to do cutbacks, how to get back into the powerful part of the wave to have a longest rides, for example. We can start teaching you how to do floaters. We can keep teaching you how to do engaging the reel into the wave, compression, extension, leaning forward, leaning backward, rotation, vision. So that's lots of stuff. That's a whole world to teaching.
So the thing about intermediate surfers is that an intermediate surfer can be somebody that's on level 2, or on level 7, or on level 10.
Yeah.
An intermediate is something really wide. That's why we need not wide, broad. We need, you know, when we have a system that when people are booking, they let us know where they are. And then you can come here on your first day and we can know what your ability level is, and we can start going from there. Now, let's talk a little bit about where we do our lessons most of the time.
We got one of the most beautiful locations. We are located just right in front of La Lancha Beach. So 90% of our classes in La Lancha Beach. It's a beautiful spot. We got 3 different breaks. We got the first break is different peaks. It's a mix between beach break and point break. And then we got a really nice sandy bottom beach break to beginners. And also we got the main break, which is a point break. That way rides to the left, right to the right. So beautiful spot. If you want to go somewhere else, we can go to Burros, which is fantastic wave. It's my favorite wave. We can go to Veneros, which is a beach break, really consistent beach break. El Paredón. We go to El Faro, La Bahia. So we got so many different surf breaks around. Really nice. And the most important thing about this area is all friendly surf breaks. So you can keep always happy, nice people around. So we're trying to keep these spots friendly, with smile for our clients.
What you say is really important, because some people ask us like, hey, I came here to surf, and it seems like 9 out of every 10 days that I go surfing, I go to La Lancha. And La Lancha is a really magical place in which we have, like you said, 3 different point breaks, well, 3 different breaks. And they break on different tides, different swells, and for different ability levels. So if somebody is in a stage where they can only ride a beach break, which is just basically practicing their pop-up and paddling, we have a beach break here on La Lancha. And maybe, 45 minutes into that, they feel like, hey, you know what, I want to try some green waves. So we can just go out to one of the points at the back and we can try green waves. And maybe, if somebody comes here and says like, I'm an intermediate, I ride green waves, and they come up here and they haven't surfed in 6 months, and they're struggling with their pop-up, we can pull them from the point break, and we can work on the beach break so they can practice again.
Yeah. We got 3 different methods or systems to pop up. So 1-step pop up, 2-step pop up, and 3-step pop up. So it depends on your ability. Yeah, so we make it easy. So the idea to these surf camps and this teaching is explain you in a simple way to understand. So, yeah.
Sorry, I keep on talking about La Lancha and about the neighborhood surf breaks. Another thing that we like a lot about La Lancha is that it breaks all year.
Yeah.
In summers, we get the south swells coming in, and in winters, the north swells wrap around. Don't ask me why. miracle. So 350 days a year, we can surf here.
Oh yeah. Easy.
And then, for people that are, more intermediates that can work on different stuff, if we find the good conditions, we can go to Burros, which, like you said, is a really good wave, and it actually has a little left that works really nicely.
Yeah.
On when the waves are big, we can go hit Stinkies or Clote.
Clote, which is a really long, fantastic longboard wave, so that's amazing. When the waves are so big everywhere, and Clote works really, really well.
And even if you come here and your goal is to surf, and there is no swell at all, we got a couple secret spots that you can catch. Even if they're tiny, you can practice your stuff, right?
Oh, for sure, but they're secrets, because you came.
Well, is there anything you would like to add?
No, just come and join us. We're working so hard to give you a really good teaching methods. We got a really good surf instructors as well. We got all of the instructors that are lifeguards, safety first, and nothing. Just if you want to come to visit us, we're gonna be here waiting for you.
Nice. Hope to see you in the water, guys.